Yo, what's up, everybody? Okay, so I decided that today would be an awesome time to start up a playthrough of the new DLC, basically for the Old Republic. So that it should be fun, should be exciting to see. Let me just. I'll make sure the game volume's high enough and stuff later on after I'm done talking. But yeah, so I finally used my 60 token. I deleted my old Sith marauder, made a new one because I just felt like making a new one. So let's take a look at this. It's basically we're going to be playing through the Fallen Empire, chapters 1 through 9. There's my character right now that we're going to be playing as. Um, and then in the future, I think I'm going to be doing the smuggler story and then the counselor story, so I can get the legendary player achievement. Um, so yeah, so I can get that thing because apparently on this legacy that I play on mostly, I haven't beaten these. Like I beat them on other servers, but I'll do a playthrough of that, and then I'll just be taking requests on which stories people want to see more of. Do you guys want to see the bounty hunter, Sith warrior, and stuff? So, but this Fallen Empire is just the DLC. Like this is for people who just want to see it played through, and I'm gonna be playing through it as a perspective of the Sith warrior. Um, Personally, just a few thoughts here. I think that the Sith Warrior is and the Sith Inquisitor make the most sense for this DLC. Like, if you play as a Force-based class, not a smuggler or a bounty hunter. Hold on, let me just tune that down real quick. Not a smuggler or a bounty hunter. You know, if you don't play as those, let me just adjust that volume correctly. Okay, if you don't play as those, um, it's a little bit more fun. I guess you could say, like, cause the thing is the Sith Inquisitor, the Sith Warrior, the Jedi Knight, and even to a degree the Jedi Counselor actually tie into the main plot, like from their stories. You see, like the bounty hunter and the trooper and the agent and the smuggler are all just kind of thrown into the situation where it doesn't feel very natural, but it feels very natural when the warrior, especially the warrior and the Jedi Knight are the two most tied in um, factors to this game. Like for to these DLCs, pretty much all of them, the Warrior and Jedi Knight are the key. And the reason why is because I think BioWare, like I forgot the exact quotes, but when the game came out about 4 years ago, they said that the warrior, not the warrior, the Jedi Knight would be Knights of the Old Republic 3. So they said if we were to make KOTOR 3, it would follow the Jedi Knight story progression. And then the warrior, it ties into the knight, but in an indirect way. Like it's not like the warrior and the knight ever like go face to face at one point. But what it is basically they working against each other and at times with each other, and it's a more interesting dynamic. While the other classes really have nothing to do with each other. Like in the sense of the agent story kind of as like the background of all the classes story during his main story, but after that the agent loses all relevance in the world. Now I'm sure you can pull out some lore and like be like, oh look, the agent did this, but you don't actually get to play it. And what I'm talking about is from a perspective of playing it. So I guess I'll just pop that webcam off so you guys get the full screen view. But alright, let's enjoy the playthrough. This is a Sith Marauder, by the way, advanced class, for those of you who don't know. So let's get into it. Enjoy.
Just a couple of dust-ups. Nobody's been knifed. You lost the bet. Hey,
received your message. And now that I'm here, I sense it too.
We grow closer every moment. Our former Emperor is out there.
The sooner we destroy him, the better. He's held us away from our potential for far too long.
Agreed. Why travel so far? Why consume every living thing on Zyos, then turn and flee into the depths of wild space?
For all his shows of power, he must have a weakness, or he wouldn't have stopped with Ziost.
That would be reassuring. Wouldn't it? If we do locate him, I believe I can press the Dark Council into line. But I'm beginning to doubt the Republic will make any serious contributions. Their assistance here has been useful, but limited.
With or without the Republic, this has to be done. We'll find a way.
We'll see.
My lord, sensor contact. 15 clicked. Small, no life form readings. Some kind of probe.
Readings are identical to scans from the unknown force that attacked Korriban.
Raise shields. Pursue and destroy.
Careful, Ma. This could be an ambush.
It will certainly become one if we allow a probe to escape. Evasive maneuvers. Come about 180 degrees.
Report hostile forces.
I'll sweep for borders. You get us out of here.
Set deflectors to double aft. Divert weapon power to the engines.
Just leave them in there. We have to help.
We have to hold this ground. They have their job, we have ours.
Drop the shield and let me through. I can handle this.
Right away.
We'll cover the exit and make sure no stragglers sneak out past you.
More enemy boarders have been detected. Eliminate them.
You did it. I've never seen anything like that.
Regroup at the bridge. We can't lose control of the ship.
Right away. Thank you.
Enemies have breached the starboard compartment. Stop their attacks.
Thing isn't working right. Are you there? Droids put a bunch of holes in the airlock and melted the docking clamps. We could use some help.
I'm on my way, Vet.
That did it. We're free. But, there's an awful lot of those guys out here.
If you see an opening to escape, take it. Someone has to make it back to the Empire.
What? And just leave you here? In the middle of all this?
Yes. It is the only way.
If you say so. We'll bring whatever help we can find. Just... don't die out here.
bridge is secure for now, but without main power will be destroyed in seconds.
Let's not waste any time then.
Enemy fire has burned through our shields. Assessing hull damage.
And
Not
take care of it.
Thrusters are hit. Even if we get the power back online, the situation may not be salvageable.
I did not ask for your assessment. Speak only if you have an update, or you will lose your...
Yes, my most apologies. Detecting multiple hostile forces approaching the bridge. Setting up barricades.
Hold your ground.
Target
Die
acquired.
trying.
Extermination.
Position. I swear on my life.
Victory, our chains are broken.
The power core is strained to the breaking point. We can recharge the shields, but they still won't last long.
The hyperdrive has been completely burnt out.
Enemies on the bridge. Repeat, enemies on the...
There are rudimentary backup controls here, but the enemy ships have us surrounded. We have few options left.
And we take as many of them with us as we can.
Agreed.
You've awakened. I trust you can walk.
Unlock these shackles, and I'll show you exactly what I'm capable of.
You are in the heart of our empire now. I assure you, escape is impossible, even if you could make it past me. Come along.
What empire have we entered?
The Eternal Empire. Zakul. You didn't even know whose territory you were invading.
We didn't invade anything. We were looking for someone.
In an armed warship.
We weren't looking for a friend.
What do you hope to achieve by taking us prisoner?
I have questions. You will provide the answers.
We will tell you nothing.
You won't have to speak to give me the answers I need.
Prince Arkin, final docking sequence initiated.
We recovered the records from your ship's computers, or what was left of them. Fascinating reading. You Sith are apparently quite formidable. You, most of all, to alter the course of galactic events as you have. Quite impressive.
You don't need to be impressed with what I've done. You need to be afraid of what I'm going to do.
Yes, we'll soon know what you're truly capable of.
Prince Arkin?
Heskel. Still waiting for the catastrophe that you and your scions foretold.
You may close your ears to the whispers of fate, my prince, but they cannot be silenced.
I wonder if silencing you might suffice. Take your superstitions elsewhere, Heskel. You are not needed here.
Your friend was just trying to warn you. Bringing us here won't end well for you.
Nonsense repeated does not become truth.
Is this why you brought us? To hear you bicker with soothsayers?
Come along.
You're taking us to your master.
I'm taking you to my father, Valkorion, the immortal Emperor of Zakul.
An emperor. Just what we were searching for.
You will not find what you wanted here. Majesty, Immortal Master and Protector of Zakul, Emperor Valkorion.
Welcome. A new name. A new face. These are not enough to hide from us.
The Sith Emperor. Your presence is unmistakable.
Oh, I think a mistake has been made. But by whom?
Do these people have any idea who you really are? The kinds of things you're capable of?
Do you?
Your constant silence across our history. This was your distraction?
This was my focus. Everything else, a means to an end. You claim to have come all this way to find me. Here I am. What do you want?
To destroy you, once and for all.
You say you know me. If that is true, then you know the depths of my power. Whatever you hoped to achieve here, you know deep inside that you cannot succeed. But you do not have to stand against me. Instead, you can kneel.
I will never again kneel to you.
You would sooner die than acknowledge my superiority.
It is you who fears death, Valkorion. I do not. I will not kneel.
Clear the room! Everyone out!
Ma gave the Empire leadership, while you used us for your own gain. You are nothing compared to him.
He was narrow-minded, bound by irrelevant ancient dogma. But I think you are different. In all my centuries, you alone have merited my full attention. You leave your mark upon the galaxy wherever you act, just as I do. Look around you. Zakul is poised to become the greatest civilization in the history of the galaxy. I have forged this empire to surmount all of my previous works, to span eternity. The Eternal Throne commands a fleet more vast than any ever built. It has the power to reshape the galaxy into any image that I choose. That we choose. I will share all of this with you, if you will only kneel.
Share? You don't share anything. You enslave. You devour. I will never be part of that.
So be it.
You came here to defeat him. This is your chance.
First your brother, now your father.
Does my ambition truly surprise you?
You do not have ambition, only jealousy. That is why you fail.
This is for all of the people you forced to suffer and die.
So be it.
Outlander has assassinated our Emperor. Take him away. People of Zakul, the unthinkable has happened. Our beloved Emperor, Valkorion, is dead. Murdered by an outlander who sought to shake the foundations of our great society. The assassin will receive swift and just punishment. And this act of unprovoked aggression will be answered. As your new Emperor, I can promise you this. Zakul's enemies will face the full power of the Eternal Throne. They will answer for their war-mongering ways. And every last one of the core worlds will burn.
Always loved the stars.
The next time we fight, I'll drop you into one of them. See if that finishes you off.
You would not be the first to try, but you could be the first to succeed. To call you Sith is to ignore your true self. You have earned my respect. I followed you here so we might speak undisturbed.
The true Emperor follows no one. You are not him.
You focus too much on the past. All things evolve. Your servants, they cling to you like parasites on a predator. The homicidal savage, your thieving slave, the smiling betrayer, an embased apprentice, and a reckless malcontent. You suffered their existence for years, even those who earned death.
Most honorable will. I keep those who aren't as a reminder to never lower my guard.
I once thought as you. It served me poorly.
They will not fail me. I will be freed from this prison.
Each day they drift further out of reach, without a center to hold. Without us, the galaxy and all within it spiral into chaos.
What's happening to me?
The carbon freezing was imperfect. Your body is poisoned. Dying, old foes have come to take your life.
I'm tired of talking. You want to fight? I'm ready.
Yes. Good.
Alright. So, there you have it. That is Chapter 1. I'll break up the videos between the chapters, because there's freaking 9 of them right now. So, if you... It'd be really ridiculous to have like a 10-hour video. Because this expansion, unlike the other ones, actually has all content. As you saw, there was no side quest, there was no story, there was no, not no story, there was no side quest, no tedious grinding like the older expansions. This was really awesome. This felt like a BioWare RPG, as you saw. So yeah, everything is story based, so we won't have to waste time doing any side quests, or I won't have to waste time doing any side quests, just so you guys can go straight from story to story point. And that's, so chapter 2, next time I record, I'll post it up, chapter 2 on this character. Don't worry, when I log in, he's going to be right where we started. So it's just like, I'm going to put them all on a playlist, so as soon as you are done watching the first one, you can hop right into the second one if you have time to watch all of them, or you want to break it up. That is up to you. As you can see, I made a few light side decisions there. I made a few dark. My character is mainly a dark Sith. He is mainly ruthless, reckless, but at that moment when I pick, I also do make decisions where it's not stupid evil. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to be that evil. I have to... When I went to go defend the troops, for example, I did that not because I cared about the troops as a Sith. I didn't give a shit about the troops. What it was that if I could stop their advance, they can't advance through that hangar. I made that kind of decision. So yeah, if you have any comments, like as you can see, this is heavily referring to the story from 1 through 50. So I have already beat in all the stories. This is just the Fallen Empire. This is for people who've done the stories. So there might be a few things that Valkorian says to you that you won't understand unless you've played the rest of the game. And that's because I've beaten pretty much all the stories. As you can see right here on the side, I've beaten all the Imperial stories. I have a max level of every single Empire class. I just have to beat these 2 Republic stories here on this legacy. I've beaten them on other ones. I just haven't beaten them on this one, which is my main legacy here. So yeah, it's going to be more content coming in the future for this expansion. You got to, for new people who got to see some of the gameplay for SWTOR and where it's going. And for some returning people, as you can see, the cutscenes have gotten a lot better. They are extensive, like as you can see the camera's panning. It feels like a Mass Effect style camera angling and directing in the expansion. So after I finish this expansion, the story portions, because once you beat it, all the dailies and stuff open up to unlock more companions and stuff. I'm not going to be recording every single one of those, because that's pretty boring to watch. Just to be quite honest, it's pretty boring. So yeah, so I'll be doing that. I'll be putting up some PvP videos, because that's what I mainly do. I love story, and I love... If you're going to have an MMO, I'm going to be PvPing. I really don't do PvE that much. If you guys want a raid, okay. If you guys want a raid, I can set one up. You know, with my guildies. I'm in Knights of Soken for my Jedi character, and then I'll be joining their Lords of Soken on my Sith, and I'm in some Mandalorian clans on the Ebon Hawk. That's the server I'm on, as you can see at the top of the screen. So, yeah, and if you guys need a tutorial on how to play any class and any spec, I can play... I know this sounds really elitist here, but I can play any spec effectively in PvP. There is no spec where I'll do shit in. Yes, there are specs that I prefer to others when doing ranked and stuff like that, but if you guys need a tutorial on how to play a spec, just leave it in the comments. I check the comments, I mean. So... I'll be like, oh, okay, people want this, they want to see how to play this class. I can make an easy, short video on how to play the class. It's not very difficult, because, you know, it's a WoW-style MMO, so there's rotations, and you follow the rotations, and you understand your stat priority, which in this expansion, they've actually really simplified, and I think in a good way, because the one thing I always hated about PvP and MMOs is you're sitting there and trying to... decide which expansions to go with, like, you know, not expansions, sorry, which stats to go with, you know, like, should I do crit, should I do power, and as some people think this adds a degree of customization, it really doesn't, because in PvP there's very few viable customization. Like, Someone who has straight up power will generally do better than someone with crit rating. Unless you're playing a Rage Spec or Fury Spec Marauder or Rage Spec Jug, where you're automatically critting, so you want your critical chance and critical amplifier or whatever, critical multiplier to be higher. But that's really not customization, you're just playing to the spec. You know, anyone who picks that spec will be excited and happy about it. So whichever stats they want, they're gonna that's where they're gonna go. They're not gonna. Why would you go power when you're critting all the time? You know, that doesn't make any sense. And so yeah, like if you guys need like stat videos and stuff, I can do that. Like I know how. I got a fully ranked min-maxed mercenary over here. Okay, so it's. He is my main. Like I know people talk shit on the forums on mercs on how they're underpowered class, but I find a way to get by in ranked. You know, I was in silver last season. I was in the top 40 on the leaderboard. So I know what I'm doing. I had a positive win-lose ratio. I've had this guy since launch. I know the class in and out, especially the merc. If you have any questions about the merc, I can completely answer them because that's my class. Like that's my, like you would say, my bread and butter when it comes to PvP. Like, if someone asked me today, you can bring one character and you had to fight for your, I don't know, right to play the game. I guess, you know, some really amped up, like, heavy, you know, stakes kind of game, I'll bring my merc. That's who's going to show up. It's not going to be my Jug. It's not going to be my Sin. It's going to be my merc. So, as you can see, I have a 65 Assassin. But I want to make the Marauder my next pride and joy. You know, like I want him to be really good because in MMOs I love damage. You know, even though the Marauders and the Mercs are one of the two squishiest classes in the game, I just find ways to just burn people real quick. You know, and it's yeah, you got to get a little crafty in rank. You know, line of sight people, kite people, watch out for stealthers. You know, you got to do all that stuff. Work with your teammates a little bit more. But I do enjoy the classes more, so that's kind of like a little sidebar I've given here. But yeah, so get ready. Chapter 2 will be coming soon. I'll record that next. So I'll see you guys next time. Remember to smash that like button if you like what you're seeing. On my screen, I had a little frame rate dip on the recording side here because I'm capping it at 30 FPS right now for what's it called? You know, certain performance reasons. It stays more constant at 30 because sometimes when I set it to 60, it spikes all the way down even more times than what you saw possibly on that. So don't worry, I'm working out the technical difficulties of a fairly new YouTube channel. You know, I'll get it all together real soon. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave comments. Let me know what you guys want to see some more of. And another note for news, I got... this weekend, I'm going to be starting my Knights of the Old Republic also playthrough. Possibly alongside this. I'm not sure how far I'll get into this through the weekend. So, yeah, just have a great day. Deuces.